Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about the Roman Empire and why the Rome is so similar to the United States of America. Like this kind of domination. Let's talk about it.
The crisis of the 3rd century.
Now, if anyone remember history class, why was the crisis of the 3rd century such an important event? Immigration, which is going on right now in the United States. But let's talk about Rome and see how they solved this issue of the migration. Let's talk about it. First thing we need to talk about is the Roman Empire had a thing where they bring barbarians into the military. In return, they become Romanized, or they have a Roman citizenship. Does this sound familiar to you? So, if you think about it, it's like the United States. Now, let's ask this question. Who were the barbarians during that time for Rome? Well, there were the tribes of Huns, Celts, Goths, Vandals, and Franks, and many more. But at that time, Roman had a tough decision on what to do with all these barbarians. And during the crisis of the 3rd century, they become way worse. Most of these barbarians joined the Roman Empire, which was called Foederati, which means allies or Federate troops. This helped mitigate the crisis of the 3rd century, but it didn't cure the problem. Now, we must talk about who was the emperor at that time of the crisis of the 3rd century. That was Emperor Diocletian. He did a mass deportation by fighting the barbarians to kick them out of Rome. Now, at the end of the day, all this accumulated to the downfall of Rome. Now, let's talk about the government of Rome, the institution that they have during this time. The Roman Republic and the United States both have similar government system. Both systems use checks and balances to prevent one branch from becoming too powerful, similar to how the Roman veto limit consuls. And they also have representation. Both governments allow citizens to elect representatives to make decisions on their behalf. Executive branch. Roman consul act as the chief of state and commander-in-chief of the military, similar to the U.S. president. And both of these government had a senate. Through the Roman Senate was composed of appointed non-elect veteran politicians. This is pretty awesome that we have a similar system to the Roman Empire. Now, let's talk about the United States of America. First, we must discuss the current president of the United States of America, which is Donald J. Trump. Under this Trump administration, deportation has gone above and beyond some of the previous presidents. This shows a similarity to the Roman Republic during its time. This current Trump administration shows that it is very similar to Diocletian administration of fighting the barbarians to protect their homeland. If you agree or disagree with the Trump administration, you have to admit that it's very similar to Diocletian. The current Trump administration policy is unknown. History will see if this was a correct policy or not. Now, let's talk about the one last thing, the United States Senate and Congress. Both of these branches are similar to the Roman Republic. The only exception is that the Congress was not part of Rome. That didn't exist, but the Senate did exist for the Roman Empire. So let's talk about the U.S. government. Now first, let's talk about the Senate and what they do. First, the Senate serves as a chamber of stability compared to the House, with a 6-year term, and play a critical role in check and balance system of the U.S. government. So this is very similar to the Roman Republic of check and balances. The emperor back then was the leader, like here, the president is the leader, just different names, but they do the same exact thing. Alright guys, that's the end of my video. If you like, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. It's fun to learn something like this. And if anyone cares about the Roman Republic, Just remember, you are living in the modern day Rome, which is called the United States of America. So Rome never died, it just changed and moved location. All right, guys, thank you, and see you next time.